Good evening, folks. My name is Michael, and tonight is the second night of my 100 Days of Making Comics challenge. I'm gonna have a short update for you today. I ended up having a pretty full day with my work training, and people arriving in town that I haven't met yet or that I haven't seen in several months. So I've been having some catching up, but I pulled a late night so that I could do some work on the comic tonight, and so that's what I did. I just did 45 minutes worth of writing. I was outlining and doing plot work for episodes 5 and 6. It's not actually that late for me right now, but I figured if I went to bed, that would be the next day. I just needed to keep staying up until I was free enough to work on my comic, and so that's how we got here. And it is currently, I don't think I want to tell you how early it is in the morning, but most people would not consider it the previous day, but I still do. I'm more of a night person, honestly. So even though I want to do the one shot for the comic, for the 100 days, sorry, I'm just having a really hard time figuring out what exactly I want to be putting into this one. I have a lot of ideas for the beginning of the story. That's where most of my ideas are right now. I'm sort of a traditional writer in the fact that I think of a beginning and then I like to go forward from there. I have a rough idea of the whole arc of the story, but it really helps for me to just build continually off of what I have before, rather than just starting from a random point in the story. I was thinking about something that Mike said in some videos. I don't remember if they were recent or not. I was going through and I was about in the 50s, but then when he released the last ones recently, I skipped ahead and I watched the last couple of the 90s just so that I would understand what was going on when he released his most recent, his final, his day 100. Because I thought it would be fun to be around when that was released, and it was. He did a very good job of it, and he's starting his weekly updates now, and his art therapy, which I listened to the other day while I was drawing. It was very nice. But what he mentioned was that when you talk about your stories, you lose some of the drive to go and write it. And I do remember that. I've had this happen to me in the past numerous times, I can say. And so I was talking to my friend today. We went on one of our long late night walks, something sort of classic Michael and Stephanie, we like to say, as if we have a reputation or something. Just talking about our stories and about catching up on our summers and things like that. But I was talking a lot about this story, and I started to worry that I might feel that way, but I came home and this particular time, this doesn't always happen to me, but this particular time when I was writing about it, I was unsatisfied with the fact that I felt like the only way for me to really tell her what the story was by having it actually written down and being able to hand it to her. And so it just sort of motivated me even more to go forward and write it. I did get I'm surprised how much writing I just now got done in this 45 minutes at very early in the morning. But I guess that's what happens from talking about my stories with Stephanie today. That helped a lot, I think, just making the story more fresh in my mind. And so I came home and I've already been thinking about it today, and so it just kind of flowed very nicely, and I plan on going over there and getting some sleep, and I'll have an update for you guys tomorrow. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you later. I say "and so" a lot. It's sort of my favorite thing.